Start of UA Chapter 11. Don't forget to leave a vote/like on the chapter. It keeps me motivated. That same day. Kaido point of view. Repeatedly hitting a fist down atop the nearby table. Teeth gritted over a clean rag as much as they could grit. I nearly sliced through the rag with my teeth in the moment from the forces, a pained expression, while Maxwell worked on my gun, disassembling the destroyed barrels, bolt, firing pins, and all other pieces of my gun, as I destroyed them all in the aftermath of my reckless pursuits. Is Kaido going to be okay? I don't think I've ever seen him like this. You asked with serious concern to my clear agony. My mom spoke in an understanding tone. He'll make it through, though I must admit it really is every bit as painful as he claims. Maybe worse. Prepare yourself, Kaido. I'm removing your firing pin. This is the worst part. Maxwell warned. My mother looked to Rumi, gesturing for me to hold me down. Aware I may try to squirm in response to what I was about to feel. She was right, casually grabbing me. He began removing my firing pin, and my eyes dilated, going white as I gagged out in pain, losing the rag in my mouth as I threw my head back against Rumi, who stood, holding me from behind the seat. Damn Thiot! I snarled through closed teeth. I tried to squirm, but my mother, as insightful as she was, had already prepared Rumi for that, who successfully overpowered my struggles. Damn! You really are squirmy. Successfully removing my bolt, my entire gun was disassembled and laid across the assembly table beside us now. And that's the hard part done, as far as disassembly is concerned, Maxwell states as I pant heavily, almost like a dog in the moment. Now looking to my mother after he admired the true scope of the damaged equipment, he stood up, taking the bolt and barrel, walking towards a machine tool table. If I wasn't sure before, I am now. He's definitely your son, Nagant. He's just as neglectful to his weapon maintenance as you were at his age. My mother rubbed the side of her neck, awkward smile to boot. My mother following him to the workbench, while you and Rumi surrounded me, observing in awe how my gun arm looked without, well, the majority of the gun being there when extended. Whoa, it looks really weird without the metal bits, Rumi announced. While you spoke, I zoned out from them, onto Mom talking with Maxwell in private. You know that list of improvements I wrote and gathered over the years, that I never got completed? Yes, I still have the list somewhere in my notebooks, if I'm not mistaken. Why? Are you ready to finally have them done?
No.
Not for me, at least. I want you to make sure he gets them. She spoke, sounding positive in the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I do remember correctly, the main parameters for upgrades in your book was improved rifling for better accuracy and range, an increased bore diameter from 12.7 mm to 14.5 mm for the ability to put shots through 1 foot thick of concrete, muzzle brake for less recoil, improved stiffer springs to all retractable and extractable components for better wallop when using the gun as a close quarters physical defense weapon, streamlined receivers for improved fire rate, without jam, and internal modification to allow internally produced incendiary shots. Are those the upgrades? You and Rumi are still talking amongst each other, while I'm just listening to Mom and Maxwell. She nodded, as he began using machines and tools to repair the barrel first. Yes, I do. And here I thought you'd be against the idea. You realize how much pain he'll be in during the procedures? Why let him be subjected to it? In a whisper, she spoke, and the world sorta went silent, everything except Mom in the moment. Because, All for One targeted us last year, targeted my son, and I couldn't protect him because I couldn't even protect myself. If he comes back for my baby, I might still not be able to protect him. So, if the time ever comes, and I'm not around, I want to know my baby can defend himself. He may not understand it now, why I'm so hell-bent on pushing him like this. But someday I really hope that he will. I partially close my eyes, tilting my head forwards, remembering. Mama, get up. Mom, get UPPP. Ignorant child. It's pathetic how much you're able to resist. I grit my teeth, sking as I stared at the ground. How are you? His confusion when I still held on to mom's quirk, even having lost the quirk, my quirk, that allowed me or even gave me the ability to copy and use her quirk to begin with. Screaming as I pissed tears from my eyes, Mom clutched in my arm. Because it's not your quirk to Taki. Mom. I think understanding her worries. Truly, I did. 5 days later, sliding atop a knee across the dirt, the back of my heel dug up dirt as I slide. Back first into a tree, I struggle for balance, using the tree as leverage to get up again. I sway a little, reaching up and wiping a scuff off my face with my wrist. That's enough combat training for now. You're still not ready for the more intermediate training. Your body just isn't ready yet. Tiger explained, lowering his hands/paws. Panting almost like a dog in the moment, finally getting my breath, I asked. I had to know. And when will I be ready? How do I get ready? Mandalay and Pixie Bob grew a awkward open-mouthed smile expression, raising his arms and flexing like a bodybuilding as he turned partially away. By shredding and conditioning your muscle fibers over and over again until you're as swole as a 1,000-year-old tree. Ragdoll averted her gaze with an embarrassed open-mouth expression and blue-lined shadow over her face. There he goes again, she murmured to his words. Done flexing, in a more casual manner, approaching me, unpocketing a spreadsheet. Does he just carry these all the time? Handing it to me. Here, if you're really serious about getting stronger like you say, then this is a step-by-step workout program to get you where you need to be for our training to truly continue further. It'll take time, dedication, and lots of pain. Think you'll survive? Blinking 4 times rapidly before taking the paper and looking over it. 1 hour out of every single day. A minimum and maximum calorie intake, a specific diet closer to a carnivore and protein-based. I bring the paper closer to my face, reading over more thoroughly. 1 day later, Kaina/Nagant point of view. All right, Mom, I'm heading off to the gym. I'll be back in an hour or so, Kaido announces, pulling his shoes on at the door. The gym? Since when do you work out? I asked, peering down the hallway from the living room. Confidence emanates off his tone. Yesterday, Tiger gave me a workout routine and a dietary plan to get ready for more advanced physical training. He explained I should have known Tiger was the one who put him up to this. Oh, returning to watching television. Well, make sure you're home before sundown, sweetie. Have a good workout. I wasn't going to stop him from improving himself. After all, I know why he's doing it. Softly smiling. With that, he left, and for the next 10 minutes, I sat in silence, watching television until I hear a distinct buzzing coming from the kitchen. Oh? I turn the TV down, hearing the buzzing still. I decide to investigate, walking from living room to kitchen. Looking around, ultimately finding Kaido's phone atop the counter, screen illuminated with the cutest picture of Rumi, making her hair, and a name over the picture of her contact name in his phone, which was, a cute troublemaker. Answer reject. I giggle aloud, admiring his boldness, before grabbing and answering the phone, placing it on speaker as I did. Good afternoon, Rumi, I greeted. So she knew it was his mother who answered. Hey, Miss Tsutsumi, is the dork around? I'd like to ask him if he was free today. I let out a disappointed sigh. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, but he's out right now. Oh. I see. Awkward silence falls. She doesn't hang up. Strange. I grow a playfully devious smile as I decide to have a little fun. Did you know that boy has you down in his contacts as the cute troublemaker? Sighing on the other line, she spoke, amused by the information. Of course he does. I swear. I'm starting to think he enjoys getting me riled up. I spoke without thinking, just what came to mind from listening to him talk over the weeks. No, he just loves you when you're flustered. Silence. I wasn't there to see her, but I knew she was blushing on the other end to the information. Oh. Why you think so? Until now, I've never heard Rumi express a sign of fluster, so my words must have been something she strangely found pleasure or joy in hearing. I decide to double down. Someone's got to give these young love birds a shove, or no one's going to make any moves. And I will be making sure to do the same for you, since I am impartial after all. You'll thank me when you're older, Kaido. I don't think so, I know so. I'm his mother after all. It's my job to know when my little man's having lady trouble. I admit, pulling the mother card. A truly powerful card, if I do say. Silence fell for a brief while, and what sounds like a high pitch and pillow-muffled scream of embarrassment or fluster comes through the phone. I raise a hand to my mouth, giggling, continuing on the attack, my curiosity winning. Roomy point of view. Kicking my legs over and over into the bed, laying across my belly, face buried into the pillow with a red expression, with a wobbly smile. She knows so? What have you been telling your mother about me, Kaido? Hearing her speak from the phone atop my end table, on speaker while I tried to recompose myself without any sense of success. I haven't been found blushing or acting this way about a boy since elementary school. Can I ask what did it for you? I mean, my boy's not exactly a romantic. She's on the attack. I spring up from my bed atop my knees, still blushing hard, speaking in a more desperate and flattered tone. Dee did it for me. W, what do you mean? W, we're just friends. I swear, for now, his mother teased without shame. Steam of pink escaping my rabbit ears as I scrambled across the bed for my end table. Sorry. And my mom's calling my phone.
Igottago.
By Miss Tsutsumi, embarrassedly hanging up the phone. My heart thumping out of my chest. Uncommanded, my nose and ears twitching. Bunny tail moving around fast enough to start a fire. A hand against my chest. Feeling how hard my heartbeat was. Not to mention, my face is burning up. I pant, calming myself, my blush slowly fading away. My thoughts slowing down as I closed my eyes, thinking on that question. A few minutes pass as I ponder on the question. Reopening my eyes as I turned, climbing off my legs and sitting on my bedside, hands falling into my lap as I look up at a photo atop the dresser across the room. Of you, me and Kaido and the rest of the baseball team. Mumbling to myself. Not denying to myself what it was his mother believed. When did it start? I mumble, recalling a memory, after I first met him. Up to then, we'd never talked to each other, never interacted with each other, and yet we got along as though friends since elementary school, like we knew each other for years. And yet, replaying a memory from middle school. Seeing Kaido's face as we sat in the principal's office, waiting for our parents to pick us up, having been suspended after the fight with Cooper and his pals. Just an appreciative, inviting smile. A dorky, appreciative smile. You're really something else, Usajiyama. I think that was the first time someone looked at me quite like that. How did Miss Tsutsumi know I liked him like that, though? Is it that obvious? Does Kaido know? Does you know? Is that why she gets so jealous acting when I'm around? End of chapter 11.